예. 네? ها اه شغال سكان البلد اسمع الكواتب توتر ما يتي انا ده يا اعتمد طب ها يا ولد
Gabrina, Gabri, check, test, 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 test.
Good evening, distinguished guests, colleagues, friends. Welcome to the ACS2 Recognition Dinner Reception, hosted by the Ministry of Planning and Development and key international partners. Please take, please take your seats. We're preparing to begin shortly. Dinner and recognition program will commence shortly. Thank you.
Ambachari Jagunchari Thara. Eh? Ramadhan Thara Kelo.
for reaching this day. So before we begin, we would like to invite their excellencies. So if you all may, if you may rise up, and then start clapping so that they could get in, and then give up their the rightful place. So we can give them the Ethiopian version, maybe. Can we do the clap? Yes. Yes. Can I hear a little bit of Elilta from the back? I need more energy. Exactly. Now they're approaching the bench. So let's now clap, all of us. Thank you so much. Maybe just a little bit of Elilta again? Yeah. Thank you so much. Her Excellency Dr. Fizum is in the building. We're very, very delighted to have you here. We're very happy. Please do take your stage. Thank you. Once again, Your Excellency Dr. Fizum Asafa, Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, Minister of Planning and Development, Excellencies, regional organization leaders, ambassadors, various federal government representatives, international and national non-governmental organizations, foundations, leaders, focal points, excellencies, distinguished guests, youths, 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 ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to the Africa Climate Summit to Recognition Dinner Program. You may clap now. Tonight, we gather to honor the extraordinary commitments and collaboration that made the Africa Climate Week and Africa Climate Summit to a beautiful reality. It was still a platform that reflects our shared vision for transformation, resilience, and sustainable progress across our continent and beyond. As you have already known, this is a summit that has already happened in Nairobi, Kenya, showing that Africans can align in their work for development in the climate sector exactly 2 years ago. And as someone that was actually there and was part of the Africa Climate Summit 1, I'm proudly claiming that Ethiopia has definitely, once again, set the standards for not only the ACS to come, but for other events coming to Ethiopia and Africa. With the help of everyone involved, Ethiopia was able not only to host one of the biggest climate-related events in Africa, but the most successful one. I think that needed a little bit of a round of applause. Thank you. Africa is now taking charge of her narratives. We're not asking to be part of the climate governing spaces, we're building them. ACS2 has been one of the most inclusive with the representation of all African countries and beyond, local and regional CSOs, and so many more. ACS2 has officially has adopted Addis Declaration that will be a roadmap for the vision of Africans' claim to the climate development work. So to begin off our evening, it's a great honor to invite Her Excellency, Dr. Fizum Asafa, to the Minister of Planning and Development to deliver the opening remarks. And then the crowd.
Excellency Dr. Gedeon Timotheus, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Excellency, my sister, Wizara Hanna, Ministry of Justice, Your Excellency, ambassadors, heads of diplomatic missions, Excellencies, state ministers present here, esteemed CEOs, representatives of foundations, philanthropists, dear friends from the civil society organizations, the private sector, and our dedicated youth volunteers. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and a very warm welcome to each and every one of you. It is truly a great pleasure and honor to host this recognition dinner reception, an evening dedicated to celebrating your invaluable support and partnership in ensuring the successful conclusion of the Second African Climate Summit. When Ethiopia was entrusted with the honor of hosting the Second Africa Climate Summit, we embraced it as a continental responsibility and an opportunity to help shape Africa's unified voice on climate action, sustainable development, and green growth, while correcting the often misleading narratives that portray Africa merely as a victim of climate change. In truth, Africa is a powerhouse of climate solutions, rich in innovation, resilience, and opportunity. From the outset, the journey toward this Africa Climate Summit 2 was inclusive, collaborative, and distinctly Pan-African, driven by the strong commitment of the government of Ethiopia to host a truly representative and results-oriented summit. The preparation process brought together a wide range of partners. Ethiopian government and the AUC partnered with government institutions, development partners, foundations, philanthropists, non-state actors, including civil society, youth, women, academia, and the private sector, as well as hundreds of passionate volunteers. Each of you contributed your unique expertise, resources, and energy to ensure that the summit is not only succeeded logistically, but also delivered meaningfully and transformative outcomes for Africa and the world. Excellencies, distinguished guests, our collective efforts transformed the summit into a continental milestone, reaffirming Africa's leadership, ambition, and unity in confronting the climate crisis. The outcomes of the Africa Climate Summit 2 speak for themselves. We witnessed the adoption of the Africa Leaders Addis Ababa Declaration on climate change and call for action, echoing our shared priorities and unwavering commitment to climate resilience, basically through nature-based solutions and green industrialization. The launch of renewed partnership for climate finance, technology, development, and transfer, including the Africa Climate Innovation Compact and the Africa Climate Facility. And we witnessed concrete commitment from governments, the private sector, development institutions to support Africa's green growth pathway, turning the summit's vision into tangible results on the ground, among others. These remarkable achievements would not have been possible without the extraordinary collaboration of all of you here tonight and those who might not be here today. Allow me, therefore, on behalf of the government of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia and on my own behalf to express our deepest gratitude to the Office of the Prime Minister for its outstanding strategic guidance and leadership, the African Union Commission for its partnership and unwavering continental stewardship, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, other ministries, Addis Ababa Mayor's Office, the security apparatus, especially NIS and Federal Police, Immigration and Citizenship Services, the development partners, UN and regional agencies, foundations, and philanthropies for their technical and financial support, the civil society organizations, youth groups, communications and media organizations for amplifying Africa's voice and innovation. The private sector actors and organizations who participated in the exhibitions and hosted pavilions for showcasing your determinations to grow green. The service providing governmental and non-governmental organizations for providing logistical and operational support. Above all, the volunteers and young professionals whose passion, dedication, and energy inspired us all. Together, you have not only ensured the success of the summit, but also strengthened Africa's collective capacity to respond to the climate challenge and seize the opportunities of a green and resilient future. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, as we celebrate tonight, let this recognition serve as a reminder that the spirit of partnership, inclusivity, and shared purpose that define the Second Africa Climate Summit must continue to guide us. Our work does not end here, it begins anew, with renewed determination to transform Africa's climate commitments into concrete actions and measurable results for our people. The government of Ethiopia remains fully committed to sustaining this momentum, translating the outcomes of the Africa Climate Summit 2 into real actions on the ground and advancing Africa's leadership in global climate forums, including COP30 later this year. Once again, I extend my heartfelt thanks to each of you for your unwavering support, collaboration, and friendship. May we continue this journey together towards a sustainable, resilient, and prosperous Africa. I wish you all an enjoyable and memorable evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for those inspiring words, and thanking various partners representing you here and beyond. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's celebration is not only about recognizing achievement, it is about reaffirming our shared African vision for sustainable development and partnership. Thank you all who have made ACS2 a landmark in our collective journey. To reflect on this remarkable journey, we'll now take a moment to watch a short video highlighting the milestones and the people behind ACS2. Please direct your attention to the screen. Oh, that's me.
The Second Africa Climate Summit, hosted by the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia in collaboration with the African Union, brought together leaders, innovators, civil society, and youth under the theme, Accelerating Global Climate Solutions, Financing for Africa's Resilient and Green Development. Over 3 days, Addis Ababa would become the center of Africa's bold climate vision, where action and collaboration take precedence over rhetoric. The summit opened with a powerful message. Africa is not merely a victim of climate change, but a driver of global solutions.
Excellencies, we're not here to negotiate our survival. We're here to design the world's next climate economy.
Leaders emphasized innovation, collaboration, and local empowerment through investment and innovation as Africa's path forward. Delegates from across the continent and the world gathered to witness this historic moment and chart a sustainable future. Over 3 days, more than 25,000 delegates participated, including heads of state, ministers, civil society, youth, farmers, and indigenous communities. The summit hosted 20 pavilions, 39 exhibitions, and over 240 side events, exploring African-led solutions, innovations, and pathways for a sustainable and resilient future. The highlight of ACS2 was the adoption of the African leaders' Addis Ababa Declaration on Climate Change and Call to Action. This historic document calls for strengthened and sustained support to scale African-led climate solutions, including the African Union Great Green Wall, the African Forest Landscape Restoration Initiative, and Ethiopia's Green Legacy. The nature-based solutions and energy access, the central point for the declaration. Adaptation and resilience are priorities for Africa's resilient future. With this declaration, Africa asserts its leadership and determination in global climate governance. The mission, 300 Agenda and Clean Cooking Initiative, aim to deliver modern energy access to 300 million Africans and clean cooking solutions to 900 million within the decade. Under the initiative of Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, the Africa Climate Innovation Compact and African Climate Facility were established. These mechanisms commit to mobilize $50 billion annually. Leaders stressed that adaptation finance is not charity. It is a legal obligation from developed nations and called for global financial system reforms, and climate finance must be delivered as grants rather than loans that exacerbate debt burdens. Global partners stepped forward with strong commitments. Denmark announced $79 million for agricultural transformation. Italy reaffirmed its $4.2 billion from the Italian Climate Fund, with 70% dedicated to Africa. African institutions including Afreximbank, Africa 50, AFDB, and AFC signed a landmark framework to operationalize the Africa Green Industrialization Initiative, mobilizing $100 billion. The second phase of the Africa Adaptation Acceleration Program 2.0 aims to climate-proof Africa's food systems, urban zones, and infrastructure, seeking $50 billion by 2030. EIB Global signed technical assistance agreements with Ethiopian banks as part of its €100 billion in investments by 2027. Leaders called for Africa's share of global renewable energy investment to rise from a mere 2% today to at least 20% by 2030, realizing the continent's potential as a renewable energy powerhouse. The Green Minerals Strategy was highlighted to ensure that Africa's cobalt, lithium, copper, and rare earths fuel not only global clean energy supply chains, but also local benefaction, industrialization, and job creation. New financial mechanisms will address climate-related health threats, from deadly heat waves to vector-borne diseases. CS2 officially launched the Africa Just Resilience Framework alongside the Climate Justice Impact Fund for Africa, which has already distributed 64 grants across 17 African countries, supporting local solutions to climate challenges. African Youth Declaration for the ACS2 and Non-State Actors Statement. ACS2 concluded with a spirit of cooperation and unity. The Addis Ababa Declaration and the initiatives launched here will guide Africa's engagement at COP30 and beyond. The summit has shown Africa and the world that when nations unite, solutions follow, transitioning the continent from climate victim claiming to leader of the global green economy. The outcomes of ACS2 carry lasting implications for climate diplomacy and governance across Africa. For Ethiopia, the successful hosting of the summit has cemented its position as a continental climate leader and strengthened its bid to host COP32. Ethiopia's visionary initiatives, from the Green Legacy to GERD, now stand as proof-of-concept models for sustainable growth and investment. For Africa, ACS2 marked a turning point from negotiation to leadership. The creation of Africa-owned mechanisms like the Africa Climate Innovation Compact and the African Climate Facility signals a new era of self-determined governance, transparency, and coordination, aligning national priorities under the Addis Ababa Declaration. ACS2 set the stage for Africa's strategic engagement in future global negotiations, particularly COP13. The Addis Ababa Declaration gives Africa a unified mandate, backed by clear financial targets, institutional frameworks, and reform priorities. The period between ACS2 COP13 will be crucial to build coalitions, prepare technical proposals, and ensure Africa enters negotiations as a decisive partner, turning commitments into concrete action and investments.
A CS2 concluded with a spirit of cooperation and unity. The summit has demonstrated that when nations unite, solutions follow, transitioning the continent from being seen as a climate victim to a leader of the global green economy. And homegrown African-led solutions are now widely recognized, and outdated narratives about Africa have been replaced with a story of leadership, innovation, and agency. Africa has determined to play a decisive role in shaping global climate action. Ethiopia, as host and leader of ACS2, remains committed to advancing these initiatives and has proposed to host COP32, ensuring that Africa's voice continues to lead and shape the global climate agenda.
Exactly. Exactly. That was a beautiful, beautiful way of showing the report, right? So that deserves a little bit of a more round of applause. Thank you. So now we're officially going to be going to the recognition space, and we now have to remind everybody that there were various aspects of ACS2, and one of them was the exhibitions in the pavilions. The pavilion served as a hub for climate innovation, collaboration, and knowledge sharing. About 262. Did you guys hear that? Can you clap for that? 262 events were held by various institutions on diverse climate actions. The exhibition showcased green technologies, addressed climate impact solutions. 39 participants showcased different climate impact mitigation technologies in the exhibition area and designated with modern and eco-friendly and inclusive layouts of 20 organizations presented in the pavilions. So for that, please join me in welcoming His Excellency Mr. 𝕸𝕬𝕐 to the stage, State Minister of the Ministry of Planning and Development, to lead this round of certificate presentation. As I walk to the certificates, the first round of organization that's going to be coming along will be Ethiopian Coffee and Tea Authority, and we're going to be clapping as they move to the stage. Oxfam International. We have to, let's keep them down. Model Africa Union. Oxfam. Pastoralists Concern. Team Europe. Yes, please keep on clapping. Lal Honey. IGAD, the Intergovernmental Authority on Development. Dama Branding and Marketing, that has made this beautiful logo. Samra Leather. Nature and Biodiversity Union, NABU. The Sweden Embassy. African Development Bank. World Vision, Ethiopia. WRI, Africa. Jacob Ladders, Africa. The Government of Republic of Kenya. Ethiopia's Electric Power and Utility. Mercy Corp. Soil and More. Solar Village. The most famous one with the volunteers. You report. Again, the Ethiopian Youth Council. WHH. It's because I can't say their whole name. Apologies. Pan-African Youth Union. Tamrin International Trading PLC. Nobody stood up for that. SNV. Ethiopian Solar Energy Development Association. Dasbel and Jinko. GIZ. I think we're getting a bit of tired. Can we keep on clapping? Just few. Don't worry. Just few left. East Africa Cement. Sinopia. Okay. YB Retrofitting. Maybe there are some alumni here. Nairobi Summer School or Pakcha. Pakcha. Anega Energy Manufacturing. Alliance for Food Sovereignty in Africa, AFSA. Another famous one, Serve Global. United Nations Associations of Ethiopia, UNAET. Marconet. Not here. Ocean Vision. That's not it. Marconet. Ethio Djibouti. BHF. Zimbabwe team. Youth Network for Sustainable Development, YNSD. Ethiopian Youth Dialogue for Peace Association, EYDPA. Green Thinkers. Vita. Okay. Desire. Kerchanshe. Sorry if I'm butchering the name. Okay. Bareka Solar. 𝔸𝕗𝕠𝕟𝕚 car imports. Halil. Shandog. Last but not least, Shandog. Please, let's give him a last round of applause for our pavilion and exhibitors. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody. Please give His Excellency the right round of applause as he goes back to the stage. Oh, and thank you for the team from the background, for the team. And for yourselves, please. Awesome. So I would like to, of course, go ahead to the silver or the first round of recognition, which you also believe that has contributed a lot for the Africa Climate Summit to success. So without further ado, I would like to invite Her Excellency once again back to the stage, Dr. Fitsul Masafa, to lead this segment. As Minister of Plan Development is the leading organization, that's why we're bringing you back again. Sorry, Your Excellency. I'm going to be naming the organizations again. The first one will be, okay. Yeah, so as I was saying, this is a great deal for us. So for the first time, we're going to be inviting Bloomberg. Bloomberg is the most famous organization that we have invited, and they are on their way. They're on their way. Thank you. Three Cranes Groups. Three Cranes Groups. Are they here? Three Cranes. They're taking it on their behalf. Thank you so much. The Rockefeller Foundation. Anyone representing the Rockefeller Foundation? Climate Works. representing a lot of organizations I can see. Please pause for a quick picture. 𝕸𝕠𝕠𝕟, the Belgian Agency for International Cooperation. Anyone representing 𝕸𝕠𝕠? Or am I not saying it the right way? World Meteorological Organization. I think we can do better than that. United Nations Development Program, or UNDP. International Organization for Migration, IOM. United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, UNECA. Africa Union Development Agency, NEPAD. UNICEF Ethiopia. International Fund for Agricultural Development, IFAD. United Nations Office for Project Services, UNOPS. FSD Ethiopia. South North, who has been also supporting in various technical and expertise level. We can do a quick round of applause again. Okay, yes, energy is back. Petco Ethiopia. Keep up. We can keep on clapping, yes, especially for your tables. Support your tables. Global Green Growth Institute, GGI. UN Women. Moenko. Last but not least, Pan-Afrique Green Energy PLC. Thank you so much. Please invite back Dr. Her Excellency back to her seat. Perfect. I know some of us are getting a little bit tired, but it's of course, this is the last phase. Don't worry. Okay, I promise. Do you believe me? Perfect. So now for the last or the second round recognition for the gold, we proceed to invite first and foremost His Excellency Dr. Gedeon Timotheos to lead the segment. To the stage, please, everyone. And the first organization that we're going to be inviting will be, I think I need a bit of round of applause again. Okay. Do you feel the suspicion? Okay. Gates Foundation. Gates Foundation played a vital role in successful delivery of ACS. The foundation has provided 1 million USD in financial support, which enabled us to achieve the summit objectives smoothly. We hope this partnership and support will continue, and we look forward to your ongoing assistance. Please give Gates Foundation a quick round of applause as they approach. We hope this partnership and support will continue, and we look forward to your ongoing assistance and collaboration to advance the continent's climate agendas, including the outcomes of the summit. Next will be Open Society Foundation. Played a crucial role in supporting ACS2. OSF contributed 750,000 USD, which significantly helped us in successfully organizing and delivering the summit. Is OSF representative here? Next up, Africa Climate Foundation. Through ACF's contribution, received more than 1,182,500 USD. Through GETI Climate Works, through 3 Cranes groups, through Bloomberg. Now you see why I was representing all of those people over there. So we are grateful for their partnership and dedication, and we hope we could continue this engagement. Children's Investment Fund Foundation, CIF. CIF contributed 500,000 USD, which greatly assisted us in achieving our objectives. The collaboration really advanced the benefit of children to promote sustainable development across the continent. Round of applause again. Perfect. Furniture Climate Foundation, QF. Is anyone represented QF? Even though they're not here, to just quickly say, they have contributed 500,000 USD, which helped us successfully organizing this summit. Next up, Denmark Embassy. The embassy has contributed 200,000 USD. We're grateful for the partnership, and we look forward for a continued collaboration. Next up, Azerbaijan Embassy. Azerbaijan Embassy contributed 100,000 USD. That significantly helped in successful organization of the summit. Next up, Norway Embassy. They have contributed 107,000 USD, which has significantly supported the success of ACS2. And of course, we all remember how it was smooth to call our friends and our families to use our internet. So, without further ado, Ethio Telecom provided a range support, including free internet and Wi-Fi services for all participants during ACS2 and the Climate Week. Live streaming purposes by installing 300 Wi-Fi access points, portable 5G Wi-Fis, and wireless towers. Upgraded hotels, internet bandwidth doubled, transmitted ACS2 events on large screens and offered devices on SIM cards, and so many more. And this is estimated around 32 million Ethiopian birr. Next up, it's the Addis Ababa City Administration Mayor's Office. Supported the event by securing the venue exclusively for summit activities, including construction and renovation. In collaboration with 𝔸𝕠𝕠𝕟𝕚, the administration facilitated the development of 50 electric buses, which operated with equipment of Wi-Fi's. Is there anyone representing the mayor's office? But let's give them a round of applause. Last but not least from this segment will be our biggest ambassador. Ethiopian Airlines, through the Ethiopian holidays, contributed a lot to the success of ACS2, including a 20% generous airfare discount on both business and economy class for all event participants. Mobilized all Ethiopian area managers to assist participants with booking and inquiries. Maintained an active promotional booth at the event venue, VIP hospitality, offered exclusive. Her Excellency is still clapping. Why are you not? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. There was actually segments where some of our partners will be able to speak in behalf of what they have visibly seen in ACS2. And it was my bad. I was supposed to tell them to stop and share their ideas. But before I let them speak, I would like to invite Dr. 𝕸𝕠𝕠𝕟 back to his seat, Your Excellency. But any of the partners that would really like to speak, I would like to give them a quick chance. Shall I come around to you and you share your ideas, or do you want to come back and invite you? I'm very sorry for the confusion. It's all my fault. Anyone? Any embassies? Please, Denmark Embassy will. Please give a round of applause for Denmark Embassy.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Excellency Dr. Fitsuma Sefa, Minister of Planning and Development. Excellency Gideon Timotheus, Minister of Foreign Affairs. And Excellency 𝕸𝕐 ℚ𝕸 Minister of Justice. And Excellency State Minister 𝔸𝕠𝕠𝕟. It's an honor to speak in front of you tonight. Denmark and Ethiopia, Copenhagen and Addis Ababa is more than 8,000 kilometers apart. Yet on the climate agenda, we stand together. Nothing separates us. We fight together. We are working together everywhere from COP30 in Brazil to agriculture with ATI in Ethiopia. And we are so proud to be standing side by side with Ethiopia, to be a close partner, and to work together for a more ambitious and a more green and a more sustainable world together. So please give a big hand for Ethiopia. I think it's safe to say that it would not be an understatement to call the Africa Climate Summit in Addis Ababa a historical summit with a very, very, very good organization, with a very, very good and ambitious result. All thanks to our dear Ethiopian colleagues and the partners in the room. And we are so proud to be one of those partners. So thank you so much, Excellencies. And I will also say that looking at the NDC 3.0 of Ethiopia, you have once again proved that you are ambitious like almost no one else, maybe like no one else actually in the world, by even in this changing world where so many things are happening together, we are keeping our eyes at the importance of making the world more sustainable, green, with an ambitious climate policy. And we are doing that at the COP30 in Brazil. and as was showed in the video also, with the contribution from Denmark on $79 million to the Agricultural Transformation Institute. So we are looking forward to be working with you on all levels. Thank you so much, Your Excellencies.
Thank you so much for that deliberation. Please, Embassy of Norway, to the stage. A round of applause.
Good evening, Excellency Dr. Gideon Timotheus, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Excellency Dr. Fitsum Assefa, Minister of Planning for Development, Excellency 𝕸𝕐 𝔸ℂ𝕊𝟚 Minister of Justice, Excellency State Minister 𝔸ₕ, Excellency State Minister 𝕸𝕐. Good evening. It is a great pleasure for me to be with you here tonight. I'd like to extend my heartfelt thanks for this generous recognition and for the opportunity to reflect on what was a truly successful African Climate Summit. The Norwegian delegation, which comprised of more than 10 participants, was very pleased to engage actively throughout the summit. Although we were unable to participate at the political level due to coinciding with our local national elections, the conference was nonetheless highly productive and very rewarding to all of us. Norway was privileged to be able to contribute to over 15 events during the summit. We particularly valued the sessions co-hosted with the government of Ethiopia, which provided an excellent platform to highlight Ethiopia's leadership and commitment to forest conservation and climate action. Our climate partnership with Ethiopia has been a cornerstone of our bilateral cooperation since 2011. Together, we've worked to reduce forest loss, increase forest cover, and improve the livelihoods of forest-dependent communities. All these efforts anchored in Ethiopia's climate-resilient green economy strategy and the ambitious updated NDC. Our support is also reflected in our long-term engagement in the CRGE forum, where we're very pleased to assist the government of Ethiopia in re-initiating the platform and steering it towards meaningful and inclusive partnership. At the recent summit, beyond our technical contributions, we've also made a modest financial contribution to support the government of Ethiopia's efforts. As our systems do not typically allow for this type of support, we had to go an extra mile to justify and design a suitable channel and mechanism, and we did that with absolute pleasure. And that underscored our commitment to this partnership. I'd like to commend Ethiopia on behalf of Norway and Ethiopia's recent policy advances, including the establishment of the Landscape Rehabilitation Fund and the steps towards international carbon market transactions of the forest carbon credits from Oromia. Thank you. We also applaud, of course, the Prime Minister's leadership through the Green Legacy Initiative, which aligns very closely with our shared goals. We're also encouraged to see that our joint efforts are delivering results demonstrated in increased forest cover and reduced deforestation. These outcomes not only benefit the communities, but also position Ethiopia to access global carbon finance. Norway's long-term commitment was reaffirmed during the visit of our Minister of Climate and Environment last year, and the signing of a new agreement extending our cooperation to 2030 in the amount of $75 million in result-based payments, in addition to $27 million in grants. Honorable Ministers, Excellencies, these achievements are a testament to your government's leadership and dedication to a green and climate-resilient future. It demonstrates that strong policy frameworks, when matched with political will and international cooperation, can deliver meaningful and lasting results. Once again, thank you very much for this recognition, and for your continued partnership. We look forward to deepening our collaboration in the years ahead. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Norway Embassy. I'm going to call other organizations, but before that, the government of Kenya also would like to speak. So please give them a quick round of applause so that they will get a chance to share their experience.
Your Excellency, Dr. Gideon Timotheus, Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, Your Excellency Fitsu Masefa, Your Excellency 𝔸𝕗 ℚ𝕖𝕚 Excellencies, State Ministers present, senior officials of the government of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, partners of the AU, UN, and all other entities here represented, allow me in the interest of time to say, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Good evening. It's a great pleasure for me to stand here and to say a few words. Kenya, having hosted the inaugural session of the African Climate Summit, was very honored to hand over the baton to none other than Ethiopia, a neighbor, a friend, our brothers and sisters in the continent, a country that we have worked with on many spheres, including on the environment. And Ethiopia turned out to be a very worthy host of the African Climate Summit too. A round of applause, please. What is the African Climate Summit? Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the African Climate Summit is a framework for Africa designed to accelerate climate action and financing in Africa. That's why we hold the African Climate Summit. We as Kenya are proud that we are associated with the African Climate Summit and that the second Africa Climate Summit that was hosted here developed great inputs that will inform the African position in COP30. So we want to thank Ethiopia, congratulate them for our wonderful ACS2, and look forward to those inputs going into the African the COP30. And for the outcome that we did work together on, and I know all the partners contributed to that outcome, what I can assure you is that for us in Kenya, for the government of Kenya, we are prepared to work together to implement that, because we are facing an existential threat in climate change and the adverse effects of that. If we do not act now, then we are putting at jeopardy not only our own generation, but the generation of our children and our children's children. The time to act is now. Thank you. Amasignalo.
Thank you so much for that powerful speech. Please lead them with a quick round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, your honors, your excellencies, I wish everybody had the chance to share their experience and also tell us what you really believe that can really go on from this. But due to interest of time, we are here also to have dinner, right? Right? So without further ado, as we close this recognition program, I would like to really remind everybody that has their placards maybe switched. They could come over there and then they could switch with the people, the organizations that they have already worked that do not have their placards. And for those of us who do not have the placards, for example, us, we can also receive it from the office. So please do not worry. You have your placards, you have certificates, you will receive it from the office. So once again, this is the last time I'm going to say, thank you for being part of this celebration. Please enjoy the dinner and the rest of the evening. Have a beautiful time. Si- si- Since the high level will be walking out first, we're going to be calling out one by one so that we could have an orderly walkout. We're very sorry for the confusion. There's going to be managing them.